I'm all in with Brawlin'.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. Today I am once again playing your decks as part of a Brawl Stars Variety Hour. This is to celebrate 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'll be starting out with DeWombat's old Rutstein deck. Every turn he puts something in the graveyard, and depending on what it is, you either get blood, a treasure, or a bug. And there's also some other great cards in this deck, some of which care about things going into the graveyard, like Kaga or the Gitrog monster, and also just some very good cards in Golgari colors. Gosh, I love binding the old gods so much. We also have some cards that you can get back from the graveyard, like Bloodghast and Mass Reanimation. Also small reanimation. Also whatever you want to call Grave Titan. It's just a great card. Got a bunch of Planeswalkers in here too. Got a little bit of reanimation for single target things off like Yawgmoth's Vile Offering or Liliana's Death's Majesty. I like the cards I see in here. I like Golgari decks, so let's take old Rutstein and put some things in the graveyard. Mr. Pickles is playing Urza, Lost but Seeking. I'm going to keep this hand. It has some very painful lands in it, but you know, some mana is better than no mana. I am going to start with turn 1, paying 3 life for Elvish Mystic. Turn 2, I'm planning on getting Shigeki in this Woodland Chasm out. Maybe a little bit of an Agdim's Awakening. It does look like old Rutstein is back in action in one of the upcoming sets. He was in the, not the big splash art, but just one of the pieces of art they showed from Thunder Junction. So I guess he's made his way to wherever the heck Thunder Junction is. Get in here, old Rutstein. I want to sleep in. Just 5 more minutes. If I had gotten a land milled here and gotten a treasure, I probably would have bolted this into just to use Shigeki for the mill. Urza, they get to play up to 2 extra lands. My god, they played 2 extra lands. What terrifying big boy will they play? He milled Replicating Ring. Gets me another blood. Stop giving me blood. I don't want blood. I want the one that doesn't hurt. Oh, Grimflayer, you're actually dummy thick now. Nice. I love a 2-mana 4/4 with Trample and Surveil 3 on combat damage dealt. I'm delirious. How about you? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of decks I couldn't play. I tried to import them and I couldn't. And I spent time reformatting them, but just didn't get there. Oh, that's a big monkey. Kolga has killed the Grimflayer. We mill a land. That gets me a treasure. That means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I need to kill this Kogla. They can't make it indestructible right now. So I could certainly Diabolic Intent to try and get a kill spell. Let's do that. Gotta have a toot. Gotta have a tutor. Go for Baleful. I think I'm gonna go from a good old fave, Binding. Oh, Ret Default. That wouldn't have helped. That's not where the deck submissions were going. They were going in the YouTube comments. If you listened to the video, then it would have given you instructions on where to send the deck list. Alright, I'm gonna get back to trying to play. Okay, old Rutstein. Putting a land there. They have an Immortal Sun, which means no Nissa-ing. Get this. Sure, I'll bog that graveyard. The monkey will never return. Nissa can't do anything, so I guess I'll go for Gitrog monster. Their spells also cost less, and they draw extra cards with Immortal Sun. Drawing 2. How old is Rutstein? Old. It says so right in his name. He doesn't actually look that old in his art. He looks frazzled. He looks a little bit worse for wear, but I don't know. He's like in his late 20s looking to me. Cultivator Colossus. How many lands are they going to get out? We know they have 1 here. 1. Okay. 2. Only 2! We milled, but it wasn't a land. I am going to sacrifice my Bajuka Bog. Draw a card. Draw a card. Nice. More lands. Gitrog Monster gets a double Death Touch. I'm going to breach the multiverse. I will take... Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. General B, thank you for gifting a sub to I Shouldn't Die. Oh, what if I took Monkey? For Grim Vengeance. No, I'm gonna take Liliana. Oh, right. Yeah, no, wait, but creatures dying still triggers. And I care about creatures dying. Creatures dying means card draw, which means more lands. I imagine that on Innistrad, very few people live to be beyond their 30s. A cityscape leveler. XP is overrated. Thank you for the sub. Allosaurus Shepherd. Zuza is a human, not an elf. What do I care more about? Drawing the cards or playing from the graveyard? I think playing the lands from the graveyard right now. Also setting up for this last march at the Ents, because this cares about toughness.
Pay for a sub rather than freeload on the Prime 1.
Hey, you know what? Either one is fine. Thank you so much for the subbins. I like how it still said that it was a tier 1 set. It's so silly. This comes in untapped. That sounds good. We could also wipe the board. Now on last march of the Ents. Whee! Oh my god, did I seriously only get 1 creature? And I still have a maximum hand size? This is doo-doo. Discard 4 cards. Swamp. Liliana, no. A forest. Mirex. Into the north. I'll be able to do things with these. Bone shards. Oh, that's 5. Alright, yeah, give me the snow-covered swamp back. The way I see it, I'm wiping the board this next turn. And then I'm pogging and bogging. Are we dead? Well, wait, yeah, because they can destroy the Green Warden when they attack in. So I can only prevent 7 damage. I can't believe how bad of a whiff that was. How embarrassing. Oh, and a Vorinclex. Oh, we are very dead. It's okay, old Rutstein. I think you did a fantastic job. This is asking, do you want to sacrifice one of your blood? Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will sacrifice my blood. I didn't need that anyway. The Ents let us down. Their last march was very ineffective. I will prevent as much damage as I can and die anyway. You don't need to do this. I didn't need to do that either. That doesn't do anything! They're already 6/6s. Mr. Pickles. Atali, primal conqueror. Stealer of spells. Hello, Atali. I'm ready to go up against you. I have self-milling. I actually wish you weren't in my hand. I wish you were just in my graveyard at the start of the game. Bloodghast is pretty sweet in this deck. It's one of those cards that's just so cool that it got added into Arena. Yeah, Bloodghast is great. Legion Caryatid. You would dare ramp in front of me? Hold up, I have ramp too. I don't need it though. Shigeki. Shigeki will be ramp. Shigeki is the eventuality of ramp. Goreclaw. Uh-oh. Hey, Goreclaw. Bye, Goreclaw. I'll attack for 1. Goreclaw would have made Atali come out next turn. Double discounts. Ooh, Vorinclex. Not that Vorinclex. No, not that Vorinclex. This Vorinclex. Gets them 2 forests. Can also flippy and get them free spells. Okay, free creatures. I do have a legend, but there's nothing for me to reanimate, so I don't really want to burn the Yawgmoth's Vile Offering yet. Little Rutstein. Shigeki should be able to put some good stuff into my graveyard for Poggin and Yoggin. Hi, Atali! They exile from the top. And the top spell for us is Glissa, a great Golgari card, and for them, Tangle Florahedron, just a little bit of ramp. If they swing with Vorinclex, I am just going to take 6 because there's Trample, and to do the Shigeki thing, we have to go Washow! Hey, we could have Yawgmoth reanimate Yawgmoth. Or I could use the blood to put Liliana into the graveyard. Oh look, other Liliana. And then use that Liliana to get the Yawgmoth. So smart. That's what we are. Do I want to do this silly sequence of events? I sure do! Okay, so I'm gonna put Liliana in the graveyard. Draw a card. We got Into the North. I'm going to grab Liliana, killing Atali, so they can't transform him next turn, though they can play him again. Hello to you too. And now I will use Liliana to grab Yawgmoth. A sequence of events. A beautiful sequence of events. I'll probably use this blood in Lanor Elves to put Bloodghast into the graveyard. I wonder if I should have killed the Caryatid just to cut them off from Atali. I feel like if they got a land, they would have had him anyway. Oh no! Good cards! No! Anything but good cards! Bye, Yawgmoth. Because they have Glissa, they could actually rewind Binding the Old Gods and use its first chapter again. They could also just remove 3 counters from this Liliana. They want card draw. You have 8 cards in hand. imagine at least one of those is a land, though, right? Right? How? What do I even tutor for in this deck? Let's find out. Any citadels, maybe? I have a lot of mana because we have Dark Ritual. I could go for Breach the Multiverse. Casualties of War would hit their commander, a land, and the Binding. I kind of want to roll them bones, though. We also have Blood on the Snow. That's probably a good idea to do Blood on the Snow. They have nothing indestructible right now. Yeah, you know what? Sure, you can come back. I just wanted a little bit more snow. Look, you've come back anyway. Bloodghast. What are rules for politely saying good game? I feel like when you are admitting defeat, you say good game. If you had a good game. If you were like 100% sure you're going to win and you were like doing the lethal action, I feel like it's fine to say good game. It's just frustrating when people say good game when they have not won a game yet. Like, you think you have lethal. You don't have lethal. Am I excited for the new crime cards? I saw the Corvold card that lets you play off the your opponent's deck. Gives you like 2 cards off the top of their deck, maybe 3. Which Glissa allows you to turn back sagas? Glissa's Sunslayer. Because you can remove 3 counters from target permanent. Up to 3. There's also an Adventure Dragon Rakdos that steals 2. Oh, I haven't seen that one! That sounds cool. Oh, hey! Breach the Multiverse! I would love to. There's great stuff in both of these graveyards. Vorinclex. I can't flip their Vorinclex, though. Ragavan. Yawgmoth. Glissa. Oh, that's a Titan of Industry and a Kokla. I gotta go with the Titan. Or maybe I want Vivian. Okay, let me see what's in my graveyard first. Prime time. Wait, but I can get this Liliana who gets me the prime time. I'm a genius. Kogla, Titan, Kogla, Titan, Kogla, Titan. I am going to make the Rhino and destroy their Mind Stone. Since Atali costs a lot of mana. We're going to use Liliana to bring back Prime Time. Get 2 lands. Get a creature land and a creature land. I'll swing in with Bloodghast. I don't think they'll block, but just in case. Doing that before I play the Shire. Oh no, an Elvish Rejuvenator with Death Touch! Oh, Primeval Titan looks so cool with the green-black border from Liliana's ability. Because this is a zombie Primeval Titan. Yikes! Emrakul! They're gonna take my next turn! At least I can't kill all of them. They could do with a 13/13 with flying, though. I think what they'll do is they'll channel Shigeki for X equals 0. Because I think that that's the rudest thing they could do. Probably kill Titan, so I don't have a way to block Emrakul. Nice, but they currently don't have a way to kill both of these. So I will still have something for Last March of the Ents, which, fingers crossed, we actually get a good hit off of. Can Into the North fail to find? Yes. Oh. They left. Was the last march to the Ents what just intimidated them into concession? Sure. I guess good game. Nadaar, Selfless Paladin. A dungeon venturing dragon knight. Nadaar, when he enters the battlefield or attacks, ventures into the dungeon. And once you've completed a dungeon, bonus, everybody else gets +1/+1 on your battlefield. I'm a big fan of Nadaar as a creature in just white decks because it's a well-statted creature that gets you additional value, typically going through Lost Mine of Phandelver, eventually buffing up your entire team. The Vigilance is also really nice on here, and I assume that we're going to be playing just mono white aggro with a few things that also can go into the dungeon. That's right, we're venturing into the dungeons today with Captain Man's deck. I also really like this kind of low curve with really strong aggressive creatures. Love to see the buffs off the Banalish Marshal. I see things that help you go wide, like Atali and the Ranger Captain of Eos removal as well. And good fighty cards at 1 and 2, as well as all of the good, like, inexpensive removal that you would expect in a deck like this. Okay, Nadaar, let's get swinging and venture into the dungeon. That's Deep Dwelling, a mono blue blink. I will keep this hand since we have a turn 1 mini beater. That's all I need. I'll say hello right back at ya. And we also have Mana Tithe to help protect us from their counterspells. Oh, I do not like this. So, Agent of Rafine is actually really, really tricky since it's essentially drawing a card every turn from my deck. I don't want to be holding the Mana Tithe this turn. I think it's a little bit more important to wait. And here we go. Atomic. The reason I wanted to start with Atomic is I didn't think they would counter it. And this does let me now have an untapped Minister for that Mana Tithe. Swinging for another 2 in the air. Quasar Gargoyle, by the way, does not have flying until we've completed the dungeon. No rush for this card. Skrelv, I cannot tithe. Relic. Still ain't tithing. We got Brave the Elements. That's protection, right? I will play Nadaar here. If they have a wash away, they do. It's there. So far, nothing blinkable, though. Key to the Archives. Going to get them 2 more mana and a mystery spell. Could even get them a board wipe. I don't like that. I don't think you should be allowed to have board wipes. You're a mono blue deck. Quasar Gargoyle. Give me the Scry. Atali! I like Atali. They certainly could try to steal her, but that's okay because she doesn't fly. Wonder what they got off their key. We know that they kept it because they discarded a card that does not have the A23. Okay, so they're stealing the Atali. And that's fine because defensively that Atali isn't going to do much against the 2 flyers I have here. I'm just like out here on the fly and beat down. Ah, 3 mana you say. You want to play that Atali? No, they're going to play the Clock, and I'm fine with the Clock resolving. Now, Skrelv cannot block. Wash away, is it legal in EDH? Like a 1v1 French EDH? I don't know. Buffing up my board. Swinging in. And winning the game. Nice job! And the whole time, we still have that Mana Tithe. Fraileys! Sky Shroud Partisan! Going to be mono green elves. I have some nice cards to start. I have a land that we can bring in tapped on the first turn. I think this is fine. Probably going to get the bounty agent down, and that gives me the perfect opportunity to whine about bounty agent. This card is fantastic. Except it can't kill planeswalkers. It can destroy legendary permanents, either artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. But not, and I do not understand why, planeswalkers. It makes no sense, and it was printed right before War of the Spark, too. It would have made so much sense to have this as rare that's like, oh yeah, and this is a good beater for white that can be used to destroy a planeswalker. Imagine. Yes, a planeswalker would have a high bounty. A higher bounty than, like, an artifact. Hi, Fraley's. You want to come down? Tap and untap? I'm just salty because, like, I was playing mono white in the meta where the 8 Teferi deck existed. And by golly, do I wish I had better ways to kill planeswalkers in the 8 Teferi meta. Would have been really nice. Okay, they're untapping that Paradise Druid. Are you going to use that to play an elf? Elvish Clan Caller! It gives +1/+1. Adeline! They can pretty freely block the human token. Leafhound Visionary also buffs up all elves and can tap for... Oh no, you're not the one that taps for mana. You're the one that can draw cards. Oh my god, Nykthos is already at set. So about that. I don't think I'm winning this one. Bye, Snagaboo! I have an ossification. Fight as one is a silly trick. Oh my gosh, this works out great. Nailed it. Okay, look. The board has recovered a little. Ossification, thank you for taking out the mammoth. That is a Vorinclex, however. They're gonna plus, which is actually a +2. They can make a Regal Force next turn, which would draw them cards. Taking the damage. They're on the beatdown. Flowering of the White Tree is a good buff here. Better than I'd be getting from the Intrepid Adversary. We can hold Sam up. Actually, keep that one back as a blocker. Now I can bring Adeline up to 6 power. And it will be a surprise, even if nothing's going to the graveyard. Elvish War Master gives +1/+1, right? Oh no, makes elves. And can give +2/+2 in Death Touch. Then Fraley's, who can just immediately ult because they have a Vorinclex. They draw 4 cards. Yeah, Vorinclex doubles up the loyalty. Trying to decide if I want to also block the Paradise Druid versus bringing back the Adeline. I'm gonna take 5 damage. Gonna get hashtag tempted. You. Oh, look, you're legendary, so you get the buff. It's adorable. Getting a buff right there, too. I am swinging with just this human because we are tempted by the ring, which means they can't tap, or they can't block with the Regal Force. That reduces their Nykthos mana. Still leaves me with blockers. They have like 4 times as much mana as us. And they still have that ability to give the +2/+2 in Death Touch. An Imperious Perfect. Buffing up the elves. Still have 7 mana left. Use the Paradise Druid. Hi, Frailies! Plus or minus? Minus Seeking an Elf. So much mana. Really wish we had, like, more lands. You'll simply never get them. By the power of life gain. Please get off the battlefield.
This is just part of a grander cycle.
I think we will be dead no matter what. Archdruid, +1/+1, can tap for mana equal to the number of elves. We get another elf. Leaf Glider. No, sorry, Gilder. Not Glider, Gilder. Just going out here and putting gold on leaves? They have enough mana to use the War Master buff, which means I will have to block the creatures. I think you attack with everything, because I think you have lethal. Good game. We stayed in there as long as we could. Nadaar against Urza, Lord Protector. I think this is the one that gives discounts and can meld. Yep, discounts, artifacts, instants, and sorceries, and can meld. I have turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 creatures. I now have a better turn 2 potential creature. I think it's better to me. I want to make sure I'm getting down creatures early because Urza will be countering things. As Urzas do. Also, he's a 2/4, so I should probably put a focus on flying. Probably. Boop. Staff of Completion. And let them proliferate. I'm gonna use Wedding Announcement. To me, this felt like a wash away. Like, oh, I'm leaving up 1 mana, sort of. They're going to pay 4 life against a mono-white aggro deck to draw a card. Probably looking for a board wipe. I can keep this alive through a board wipe. Nice, Thalia! Hi, Urza! Let's see if I can get this Thalia to land. Tail's End. I just wanted to do taxes. March of Otherworldly Light. Paying 4 to draw a card. Very brave. Let's draw a card too. The Elseate of Life's Bounty. More Proliferate. You can Proliferate too. Okay, Elspeth Conquers Death has 1 valid target on the board. It is this. So I currently have 4 mana, and I have the ability to get 2 more? See if you have that Wash Away. They had Wash Away. I will still have enough mana to play the Maul of the Skyclaves next turn, even though it's being taxed. I wonder if they, like, farewell this turn. Oh, they're playing Urza again! I'm going to play this land first. Use Maul of the Skyclaves. To go for doubly unblockable. Ah! They went out like a hero. By paying 3 life to proliferate. GG. Nethroi, Apex of Death. This is Viatoro's deck. And, as you might imagine, it puts things in the graveyard so you can bring them back. Nethroi mutates to bring back a power of 10 or less worth of creatures from graveyard to the battlefield. I love to see the different things we have to reanimate. I don't see many of the free reanimation targets in here. I see some -1/-1 counter synergy. Weird. Sure. And a whole bunch of legends. Also, Eerie Ultimatum, just in case we really need to bring back all of our permanents. Alright, Nethroi, let's see if we can reanimate a graveyard's worth of goodies. Radagast the Brown. Radagast the Brown is going to be putting cards in hand when they play cards. It's pretty much just creatures, get you more creatures, get you more creatures until you have most of your creature types from your deck represented on the board, or you're just playing little things. Okay, Necroblossom Snarl does come in tapped, but I do really want mana. If you're wondering why did I keep this hand, Skrelv's Hive, Skrelv's Hive, Skrelv's Hide, and Blood Artist with Skrelv's Hive. For me, getting an early Skrelv's Hive out is just so fun. It means I will always have a mutate target at the start of my turn. And it also means that I have little 1/1 threats. Like, come at me, bro. I'm a 1/1. 10 of us kill you. They have 4 mana. Is it time for Radagast the Brown? No, they want card draw. Okay, well, they already have card draw, but now they have more card draw. I'll use Reclamation Sage to just take that out. You would dare ramp in my presence? Boop. Get poisoned. Kura! When Kura dies, they can get some lands. I'm going to throw Journey to Eternity on Reclamation Sage. I don't have anything I'm destroying now. I just really want to flip over Journey to Eternity. Because when you do, it is a land that reanimates things. It's really good. It's also just like ramp for me if this happens. And if you don't, then you get triple toxic. And then these all get lifelink. Also, my stuff dying. Blood Artist is just like, oh boy! Blood! Is it time for Radagast? Yes, it is. Oh no, they whiffed! Whatever cards they saw in the top 4 were probably dragons or elves, or just no creatures at all. With nothing in the graveyard, I'm just playing Nethroi. We have the Eerie Ultimatum, so I don't feel like I need the Nethroi. Nylea! She is a god who discounts their creatures. Questing Beast. Still costs 3, though, with her out here. Smooch. I'm going to kill Radagast. Here, I'll pay whatever colors. That way, Nylea's not a creature. I want to mulch, though. Oh, look, lands. Boop, 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 boop. Death touch for death touch. Sure. Move my commander to the command zone? No. This will get them some lands. Nice. Nykthos is a great one. Garenbrig's a great one. And I intend to sacrifice my Reclamation Sage to flip the Journey to Eternity. Which also gives me, fun, access to an Assassin's Trophy. Here's the Questing Beast. See if they go into combat. Froghemoth! Alright, so Froghemoth will have to be my target here. So what I will do is I'm going to sacrifice the Reclamation Sage. This floats 2 black mana. Brings back my lands. Brings back the Reclamations. I'll hit Nylea, but, like, it doesn't actually do anything. Froghemoth. Reason for this is because now Nylea is not a creature, and they can't exile things from my graveyard. The beast it's queasting. More mites. Chatterbang! Sorry, Eerie Ultimatum time. Sacrifice that fresh mite. I guess I could also done Reclamation Sage, but I plan to attack with it. 1, 2, 3. Or we out on the battlefield. Take out their blocker. Attacking for lethal. Actually, I guess it's not lethal this turn. Since nothing would be killing my creatures. Doesn't matter. Have a good board. GG. Time to make enemies and lose friends with Tergrid, God of Fright. When an opponent sacrifices something, either due to their own abilities or something we're causing, steal that permanent. Or, same thing when they discard, if they're, say, channeling a land. That's our land now. If they're discarding to hand size, those are our cards now. If they sacrifice a saga because it's reached its final chapter, those are ours now. Tergrid is a very mean commander and very strong because of all of the good discard and sacrifice pieces that we currently have. Okay, Tergrid, let's go, do the opposite of make friends. Mono black discard and sacrifice versus mono green ramp. I'm going to keep this hand because we have a really nice turn 3 play. Ooh, the Hypnotic Spectre. Green's not that good at dealing with flyers. Yes, there's a bunch of things with reach, but they're going to have to get them if they want to stop the Hippie. Also, I love that Hypnotic Spectre discards at random. Discarding at random is one of the, like, funniest things in Magic, if you ask me. We also have, like, a perfect lineup of mana of, like, we have our turn 1, Evolved Sleeper, the Nap Time Baby Sleepy Boy. They're gonna have a turn 2 Azusa come out. Yikes. Play the Bajuka Bog because it comes in tapped, and graveyards are probably only going to be a minor thing. They're going to be able to recycle some lands from their graveyards. That's something that happens with Azusa. But the timing of this land, they can usually just wait with that. So Azusa's down so they can play 2 more lands this turn. Turn Timber and Crawling Barrens. Here comes the Hypnotic Spectre. If only we had him to Torark. If only we had him to Torark. No! A creature with reachers! Curse you, Azusa! Yes, the OG Magic play of turn 1, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre. If only we could all be that beautiful. I'm going to play Sheldred. Reasoning. It's Sheldred. They've drawn a card, so they lose a life. Sorry, 2 life. I also like Go Blank as a double discard spell. Thorn Mammoth comes out. I assume fighting my Hypnotic Spectre. There goes my random discard dreams. Cavalier of Thorns swings in. They'll take 5. Because they have, on playing another creature, the ability to get this fight. I'm going to play the Concealing Curtains. Take a look at their hand and try to get rid of any creatures they may have in there. My other play would be to give the Evolved Sleeper Death Touch. Ooh, okay. Do they have enough mana for Lost Spark to the end? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Uvenwald Hydra gets them a land. I think we have to hit Last March at the Ents. Swinging with Sheldred. You want to trade? They do not. Next turn, I do have Massacre Worm, which will take out Azusa and Llanowar Elves. Not that that's that big. Speaking of big, Ulvenwald Hydra! Take out my blockers so they can swing in and then draw cards off of Totski's ability. Totsky! What a good squirrel! I'll take a lot of damage and they will draw 3 cards this turn. Gerard's Verdict? What was Gerard's Verdict? Gerard's Verdict. White-black. Player discards 2 cards. You gain 3 life for each land card discarded. So, wow, 2 mana double discard. Yeah, that's very strong. Get out of here, you dang squirrel. You block. Then you die! Because your creature dies. We could also have, like, passed it to start their turn. They would have drawn a card and lost 2 life. This works! Good game! Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. So something kind of fun in this matchup is that their commander is a self-sacrificing commander. It sacrifices itself when it enters the battlefield, but it's probably not entering the battlefield early enough for me to steal it with Tergrid, even though, yes, I will try. Of course I'm going to try. Ah, I love Waste Not. I don't have any discard pieces here yet. Rankle can make this card happen. Pyro. They overdrew. They didn't find a land. I will get Mind Stone and Elderfang Disciple. They discard. Depending on what they discard, I either get mana, a land, or sorry, mana, a creature, or a card. But they kind of want things in their graveyard. See, this is a symbiotic relationship. Because the things going into their graveyard feed their Uro. Lands! I will play Elspeth's Nightmare here. Because it will exile their graveyard in 2 turns. Also let me hit something in their hand. Unless, is it a counterspell? Disallow! So there's a card called Zephyr Spirit, which is a 0/6 spirit. When it blocks, you return it to its owner's hand. It costs 6 mana for a 0/6? That is very silly. They've unsubstantiated Davriel. Time to escape? They're not escaping. Hurrah! I will -2. Draw 3 cards, make a Manor Guardian, or have the +2. I'll just draw 3 cards. Lose 6 life. Exile 2 cards from my hand. Whenever I draw a card, exile the top 2 cards from my library. Well, I'll have to discard down the hand size anyway, so I'll go with the exile too. Has Davriel been desparked? We don't know. He has not shown up yet. I have too many kill spells here. Yeah, I just brainstormed in black. So powerful. They did not escape Uro. They have the mana to escape Uro. Oh. Wait, why didn't they counter any of my spells? We don't know why some planeswalkers are desparked and some are not. It sounds like the multiverse needed to regain power, and the way it did that was by desparking. Squish away! I'll just go for another minus, I think.
It's not a trust me. You won't.
I don't even have those. Make my spells cost black less. Lose a little life. Just a little. Before they attack in, we can kill Uro. I'll use Price of Fame. Yeah, the costing black less to cast is ridiculous. Great, I'll use 1 mana to make 1 mana. Here's Tergrid. And waste not. Uro, you coming back? the Uro Returnos. It's a land. They don't want me to make them discard, which is entirely fair. I am going to attack. Sheldred. I could have made them draw with Rankle. Oh, I want this. I know I can't have it, but I want it. It will come back temporarily and then go back. Drawn Archive? Drawn Archive. I'd have to sacrifice a creature for that one. I'm an Outer Fang Disciple. Just a 1/1. They scry. Shark. Typhoon! With no non-creature spells, but they know if they keep it in their hand, they will have to discard it. Ooh, hi, Uro! My Uro. Temporarily. Oh no, they moved it, to the command zone. Guess we're gonna grab Rankle. Boop, 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 boop. Draw a card. That's weird. Anyone else seeing cards in their opponent's hand as Hypnotic Spectre? Yes. I wonder what it actually is. Seagate Restoration. Strange. Good game. Yeah, I've had this issue with, like, revealed cards being bugged. That was especially strange. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars Variety Hour. And thank you to everybody who sent in decks. I still got a bunch more to go. I put them into a giant Google Doc that I've been chipping away at. Just, like, delete the decks once I'm done with them. And we went from, like, a 300-page document to, I think, only at 150. So I am making my way through that list of deck submissions. Doesn't look like I'll get to all of them, but, you know, I'm getting to play a lot of fun decks and some commanders that I might not otherwise try. So thank you to everybody who sent in your decks. Also, thank you for watching and have a brawlful day.